Hi, I'm Eli Johnson with POCculture.com. Great to have you here.
Hi, Eli.
Hey, Greg. So let's jump right into it. Buttons and switches seem to be a major part of the chunk that you talked about. What kind of story are you trying to tell through those elements?
I think one of the big things is we really want this to be an active movie, right? When Buzz is in the cockpit, you want him to be reaching for things and touching. The world we want to make is very tactile. We want it to feel like you could reach out and touch it, and it makes for cool action. We're making an action adventure sci-fi film, right? We want there to be awesome, motion, action, experiences and events that are happening in the world of our film, and filling it with stuff that characters can interact with and are kind of involved with just heightens that sense, right? And so obviously lots of buttons and switches for them to interact, it just makes for cool movie going, makes for cool scenes.
Yep. So Zurg is such an important character in the Buzz Lightyear mythos. How difficult was it to adapt him from the toy design to a more realistic look?
I mean, it was definitely a challenge, in the sense that you were trying to stay faithful to the original look and character of the original design. And of course, we're still trying to make it fit within the movie that we are making, the world that we've established, right? And so it's just kind of meeting a lot with the director and kind of finding inspiration and figuring out, okay, what is that balance, right? Does it still feel like Zurg? And also, is it awesome? And are people going to be excited for this design? And does he carry the dramatic weight that we need him to carry in the movie? Because that's really what it's all about at the end, is he needs to have the presence and the ability to kind of carry the story that the director and the story team wants to tell.
I grew up watching the animated series, so I'm excited to see how you flesh him out.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is your first film as an art director. So what was helpful from your past experiences for this new role?
Mm-hmm. So my past experiences, I did a lot of model making here at the studio. And I specifically come from an area of I love machines, I love moving parts, mechanics, all that stuff are things that I geek out over, and kind of got a reputation for being the guy that really loves that stuff here. And that was kind of what got me involved with this project, is we have a lot of that stuff in this movie, and they were interested in getting my take on it. And then that transitioned into the art director role, and it was just fantastic because all the stuff that we need to design in this movie is stuff that I have lots of ideas about, right, from my passions for sci-fi and video games and machinery and all that stuff. And yeah, it was just a really good fit in that regard, and that kind of comes from, again, my history and my passion for models and machines and technology.
Amazing. So I know nostalgia was a very important feeling you wanted to invoke in the world and design of Lightyear. What was the hardest part of trying to create that emotion of familiarity while still trying to keep it fresh?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it would, in a way, it almost wasn't hard at all, in the sense of when we eventually got to the style that we liked. It was kind of we knew the path, we had our language, and then we could be oh, this is what we're making. The hard part is leading up to finding that part, right? And discovering this, because when you start on the movie, you don't know what the look of the film's going to be. You know that Angus has certain desires, and you are trying to pitch stuff at the director and the production designer until you arrive at something that everybody's yes, that's the movie we want to be making, right? But it's a blank canvas until then, and you can kind of do anything, and that's the part that's stressful. You're oh my god, what's it going to be? We need to figure this out. And then I really love where we ended up, because I love the style, and it's funny because we just ended up at a spot where it's almost one that everybody was just excited for and wanted to make stuff. I love the look of our world, and I can't wait to make more stuff in it, and I want to just be there. I wish I could just walk into the frame and just kind of explore it. It's just so fun.
Well, we look forward to seeing it in real time in action once Lightyear releases. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk about the project. I'm super excited to see it come together.
Oh, thank you so much, Eli. It was a blast talking with you, and I can't wait for you to see the film. I hope you enjoy it, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Greg.
All right, take care, man.